Hey, what's up, VC? My name is Nate Runo. I am the last of the Incident Brothers to start making a video. Probably seen my other two brothers' videos. For starters, now playing, if you can hear it in the background, is Tom Waits' Blue Valentine, one of the new records I got recently, Reverberations in Normal, Illinois. Thanks, Michael. Just kind of want to start off with some basic introductions, I guess. I got a lot of other ideas for videos I kind of want to make, but it seems logical to me to start off how I got started in vinyl. Like a lot of people got interested in it because either my brothers or my dad had it. I was born in 1986, so I was kind of born or really young at the time when vinyl was kind of starting to go on its way out. So really when I was originally growing up as cassettes and CDs. And then when I was about 10 or 12 years old, maybe more like 9 or 10, our dad started taking us to these vinyl sales that were run by our local public television station, and it was just kind of cool to me to be able to get something to me that was different, something you didn't see every day on the store shelves. So, you know, our dad would give me and my other brother Dave like $5, or we could bring our own money, but he would give us $5 so we could, you know, $1 a record, you could get 5 records. Seemed like a good way to spend your time, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of weird stuff in the beginning. Stuff that I thought was cool at the time. This one I still think is cool. Stray Cats, Built for Speed. The Patton soundtrack. Atari, because I was and still am a big John Wayne fan. And actually, this is a great record. You can really hear like the percussion, and there's a lot of drums if you like that kind of thing. My dad always liked Bill Cosby, so I got this because he liked it, and I like it too. But that's probably the original reason I got a lot of my records, is because somebody else I knew really liked it. You know, being 9 or 10 years old, kind of want to get that kind of stuff, I guess. And Louis Armstrong, and I actually, when I was, believe it or not, like 13 years old, I went through like a big band phase. So I got a bunch of Frank Sinatra there, and I like this movie. My dad raised us on musicals, the soundtrack to High Society, and later I started really liking Dean Martin. And then this record, you'd think though this is a record you bought when you were really young. This is actually a record that's kind of funny to talk about, because I think I was maybe in the cool years of like 15, 16, when you start thinking you're too cool for everything. I thought it'd be hilarious to have this record. So I got a couple records I got that way because I just thought it'd be hilarious to hang on my wall at some point. That, and this I actually pulled out of my trade fodder bin. So if anybody wants this record free, just let me know. Sound of Music soundtrack. It's in pretty good shape. I didn't play it very much. Like I said, I really got it more as a joke. But I kind of show you those records to just say, you know, when I was younger I was kind of immature and I didn't really know what I liked, and I got a lot of stuff for what I thought other people would think was cool. And then I got a little bit older, and I started getting different kinds of records, stuff that I really enjoyed, and some of it now it kind of is nostalgic for me because it's records that you know, people I knew had. Like my dad and one of my brothers always had Hot Rocks by the Rolling Stones, and I realized I really liked the Rolling Stones when I was probably 16, something like that. And I actually just picked this up recently, got a good deal on it, and it plays great, and I'm happy to have it. This record is a record I also got recently, but I got it kind of as a reputation, or as a representation of my dad's music, because a lot of the records I wanted to get but I couldn't find were records that reminded me of my dad. Like I said, you know, my dad's really the one that really got me interested in collecting vinyl to begin with. And I started wanting to get stuff that he had. This is actually a record he gave me, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. And when he gave it to me, I was out of vinyl collecting, actually. This is one of the, before I started getting more kind of aggressively into collecting and really enjoying the vinyl format again, my dad gave me this record, and I remember at the time I was thinking, thanks? I didn't have anything to play it on, although I never really lost my passion for collecting. I don't know, other distractions, you know, the real things in life like responsibility in school and etc. just kind of got in the way of anything fun like a hobby. And my dad gave me that record, and I didn't think, for one, I actually didn't think I really liked Bob Dylan, and I also didn't have anything to play it on, but I didn't want to be rude. He gave me a record, so I said thanks. I just put it on the stack with some of the old bullshit I used to have. And lo and behold, when me and my other brother Dave became roommates and we got a record player, we didn't have very many records at first, and that was one I wanted to hear, because there's actually a song on that record, The Times They Are A-Changin', and it kind of has like a special meaning for me. I could probably save that for another video, but ended up I really enjoyed that record. My dad actually gave me a few records, but that's one of the ones I really want to use for this video. This is another record my dad gave me, Derek and the Dominoes. He was a big Eric Clapton fan, which then made me a big Eric Clapton fan. I actually bought this for him on CD, and he's got a ton of vinyl, and he was trying to thin it out, partially probably because of his new wife, my stepmom, I think, was kind of influencing him to thin out the herd a little bit. But he gave me that one, and he gave me this one also, Slow Hand, because he was going through some of his records and realized that he had 2 copies of it, and so I got the score on that one because I just happened to be the one that was there. And also got this record, Beckola. Dave, my brother, actually bought this record first. Our dad had it. Neither one of us could really remember it very well, but it just kind of has a different album cover with the green apple on it. We wanted to check it out. And I think it's a great record. Believe it or not, they actually do some covers by Elvis, all shook up in Jailhouse Rock, and do a really kind of funky, different version of them. And if you don't have this record and you like old 60s, 70s rock, you should check it out. For one thing that's interesting is Rod Stewart does the vocals on it, and I really wasn't familiar with anything like that by Rod Stewart, but it's really different. This is another record my dad always had, he always had it and always made me laugh, and I actually just got this one, Alone in Wonderland by Alan Sherman, and I don't know, it's just kind of nostalgic for me to look at records my dad had, because his copies beat, and I thought it was cool to get my own. And this is another record that my dad had, Doc Watson on stage. If you haven't gathered, I got a pretty diverse musical taste, and this is really not even a good representation of my musical taste so much as what was my original vinyl taste, and they're actually kind of different. Some of it was just stuff I thought would be hilarious as a 16-year-old punk rocker to have on vinyl. And I was actually, I think, getting around to defacing one of them, like the inside cover of like a Dead Kennedys record or something, but I never got around to it. And I'm glad, because now I think it's just cool to have and maybe put on the wall. This record, however, Doc Watson, my dad was really into acoustic music and bluegrass and folk music and stuff like that, and that's more what this is. It's another record that really reminds me of my dad. So that's pretty much where I'm coming from. Just kind of another part of my musical journey. I mean, after, you know, just getting big band stuff, which is actually my mom's music. She really liked Glenn Miller and Frank Sinatra and stuff like that, and I got interested in that because she liked it, and it just made me nostalgic for what she played around the house. When I got a little bit older and started going for like the 60s and 70s rock that my dad had, and then I think I was about 14 or 15 years old, and because of my older brother John, I really started getting into punk rock music and wanted to see what that whole scene was about. I don't really have a whole lot of punk rock on vinyl, which is why I don't have a lot of it represented here. But, that's kind of like a short, condensed version of my musical journey and my whole VC experience of, you know, where I'm coming from. But just like another couple minutes on the whole vinyl community thing. I think it's great. I think it's a lot of fun. I end up finding myself spending a lot of time just kind of scrolling down, surfing on the page when I'm bored. Or me and my brother Dave will just throw on records. You know, we'll just take turns playing records, and usually that's what I'm doing while the records are playing, is just looking at the vinyl community, or basically turned it into my own vinyl Instagram, which is one of the reasons I end up taking so many pictures and posting them up there. It's just like, hey, I think this is a great record, or I think somebody else would enjoy seeing this, or kind of turn somebody on to something that they've never heard of. And really, actually, on that note, one thing I love about the VC is finding out about stuff I'd never heard of, like this record, World Music by Goat. Somebody on the VC, it was actually Brett Corrigan, had it posted. Being a fan of Kevin Smith movies, the first thing I thought of was the Magic Eye joke in Mallrats. And then I thought, for some reason, the whole album cover I couldn't get it out of my head, and I thought, that's weird enough, I gotta know what it is. So the same night after I was making the jokes from Mallrats about this record, I went on YouTube to see what it was, and it was cool. I think it's weird, but I like it. It's kind of a good weird, like interesting weird. And I picked this record up in Reverberations from Michael, one of the VC members, on clear vinyl. It sounds great. I think it's a great record. If you don't have it, I think I was about the last one in the vinyl community that hadn't gotten around to buying it. But if you're curious to see what it is, check it out on YouTube and go buy the record. I think it's pretty cool. Really, that's about pretty condensed down my initial thoughts of what I wanted to share. Just throw this video up there so you kind of know who I am and where I'm coming from. Personally, I'm just short of my 27th birthday. I'm in the Marine Corps Reserves. I've been in for almost 4 years. I'm a combat engineer, and I'm the youngest of 4 brothers. 3 of us are on the VC, and we all kind of end up or enjoy sharing the whole music thing. I think we've kind of been sharing music our entire lives, and now we're doing it more like in public, and it's just cool to have more people to share with, and I really enjoy being part of the VC. And if you got anything you want to add, or any criticisms or anything, just put it down in the comments section, and we'll just talk about it, I guess. Just peace out. Happy vinyl digging.